So Dubai launches a 370 million dirham fund to support startups. This was announced by the Dubai government, coming into effect as of June, with the objective of helping accelerate growth capital for startups, as well as the fund being managed by the Dubai International Financial Center, who are also contributing 15% to the fund. The government stated that the fund is set to contribute around 3 billion dirhams to the Emirati GDP during the implementation period, which will run for about 8 years, and is extendable for an additional 2 years as they see how things go. It will also create more than 8,000 jobs for emerging talents, and His Highness Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Crown Prince of Dubai, also gave his approval, stating that the fund will spearhead economic diversification and ignite sustainable economic growth. He followed it by saying that we are committed to create a vibrant business environment and provide opportunities to promote excellence.
Yeah, it's a big announcement. It was a couple of days ago, wasn't it? And I think a lot of things are coming together there. Firstly, like Dubai is very focused on startups and innovation and the future, and I think it's very clear from watching other economies of how a vibrant startup ecosystem can lead to better jobs, can lead to new SMEs, which part of the economy can lead to unicorns, can attract talent. There's so many benefits, and then innovation and embracing technology. So that's obviously part of the wider strategy. So why a fund? A fund is typically, fund managers. And it's typically something that it's an investment vehicle, right, that would see a return. So, I don't think this is just a pot of cash that people can grab. Basically, it's a fund and it's managed by a DIFC, which is very vibrant in how they approach and attract startups with good licenses, and how they regulate, and a lot of fintech, and they also have their own accelerator and incubator down there as well, Hive, I think. So there's a lot going on there. I think it's fascinating as well that that the Crown Prince is backing this, because generally once Sheikh Hamdan backs something, it gets extra support and extra weight, and then
it's thought through
exactly
with the different. How do you think that the fund is going to be moderated by DIFC? What do you think is going to be put in place?
Well, I mean, we'd have to ask expert on how the breakup of the funds and what the criteria is, but generally, like, they would employ people who have experience of running funds and decide focuses on each year. If it's an 8-year fund, and if it's 370 million dirhams, there would be focus areas.
Yeah.
DIFC, you tend to think that there will be a significant amount of backing for fintech. They haven't really broken down whether it's new companies or whether it's existing startups that have second rounds and things like that. But His Highness is always supportive of startups. He outreaches and engages with the startup ecosystem a lot. So I think that this is a good fit, and I think it's interesting. He's obviously involved in initiatives like the Dubai Future Foundation and things like that. So it's an exciting time. I think any startups do need capital, and they do need funds, and they do need access to capital, and they do need a good ecosystem around it. So anything like this is really supportive and really exciting.
What do you think they're looking for exactly with the investments? What would be required from the startups?
Yeah, I think anyone, the first question was related to where they would put their funds, whether the hot things at the moment in the region are fintech, but there's also, like STEM, the sciences area, there's, different, edtech and things like that. Like, there's different areas, transport has done well, e-commerce has done well, and different types of technology companies. I think there's a lot of room for growth in this region in software as a service and things like that. But, so that could be the breakdown of the fund. In terms of how people approach it, I think, generally you're raising money, right? So you approach different areas. When there's a fund like this, there's also the Hamad bin Rashid's Innovation Fund. I don't know if I have the exact acronym right, but that's kind of linked to the Dubai Islamic Bank, and there's funds there as well that helps people and there's criteria against that. So, for example, if you apply for that fund and you get it, the funds are released, monthly when you're paying your expenses.
Yeah.
And that's the way of controlling it. For example, if someone says that they're going to hire a team of 20 tech people in Dubai, then the funds would be allocated to pay those wages each month. Okay. But I get the sense that this one will be run a little differently. But there, like all these things, there will be a good website. There'll be an application process. It'll be very clear how to do it. If it's starting in June, it's a nice summer project for people who want to raise money.
And with the uncertainty that comes with startups and the volatile nature, I guess, how will this be moderated or put in place, basically? How are they going to reassure that the right steps are being taken by the startups?
Yeah, I think, a lot of startups fail, like the percentage is high. And, generally if a fund is involved, and the word accelerator was used there, so they would be very much involved. And it's almost like an incubator, like the startups would be based in DIFC, and they'd be moderated quite frequently and supported. And, it's almost like having a board from the start. There'll be at least quarterly sort of meetings and things like that. And, I don't think it's something that could be abused, really. Can it fail? Yeah. But I don't think, it will fail for the wrong reasons. But yeah, I think it will fail because for the reasons that startups fail, product market fit, all these different dynamics that are needed and timing and things like that.
All right, thank you. And
what would you do if you had a startup idea?
I'm still figuring it out.
Okay, you can't think of one thing?
No, not at the moment.
Really,
I'm figuring
anything,
out.
like anything.